Hi everybody, this is day 5 of Wizard of Oz. I hope you're enjoying the story. So as I'm reading today, keep in mind the characters and the setting. Also try to keep in mind what is the problem that is happening. What is the problem that Dorothy has that she needs to resolve? What is the problem that the Scarecrow has that he needs to resolve? Think about those problems as you're listening to the story. Enjoy.
Dorothy packed her basket to go, but she was startled to hear a deep groan nearby. "What was that?" she asked timidly. "I can't imagine," replied the Scarecrow, "but we can go and see." They went back into the forest a few steps. Then Dorothy saw standing beside one of the big trees, with an axe in his hands, a man made entirely of tin. He stood perfectly motionless, as if he could not stir at all. Stir means move. Toto barked sharply and made a snap at the tin legs, which hurt his teeth. "Did you groan?" asked Dorothy. "Yes," answered the Tin Man. "I did. I've been groaning for more than a year, and no one has ever heard me before or come to help me." "What can I do for you?" she asked. "Please get the oil can from the shelf in my cottage and oil my joints." A joint, where is that word? There it is a place where your body can move. Like this is my finger joint. So his joints are where he can bend his elbow, where he can move his shoulder. Where else do you think would be a joint? Dorothy at once did as she was asked. On her return, the Tin Woodman said, "Oil my neck first." So she oiled it, and, as it was quite badly rusted, the Scarecrow took hold of the tin head and moved it. Gently from side to side until it worked freely, and then the man could turn it himself. "Now oil the joints in my arms," he said, and Dorothy did. Finally, the Tin Woodman lowered his axe. "This is a great comfort," he said. "I have been holding that axe in the air since I rusted a year ago. Now, if you will oil the joints in my legs, I'll be all right once more. I might have stood there always if you had not come along," he said, thanking them. "How did you happen to be here?" "Oh, we're going to the Emerald City to see the Great Oz," she said. "Why do you wish to see Oz?" he asked. "Well, I want him to send me back to Kansas, and the Scarecrow wants him to put a few brains in his head," Dorothy replied. The Tin Woodman appeared to think deeply for a moment. Then he said, "Do you suppose Oz could give me a heart?" Well, everybody's asking for something, aren't they? "Why, I guess so," Dorothy answered. "It would be as easy as giving the Scarecrow brains." "Well then, if you will allow me to join your party, I will also ask Oz to help me." "Come along," said the Scarecrow heartily, and Dorothy agreed. So the Tin Woodman shouldered his axe and asked Dorothy to put his oil can in her basket. They set out through the forest, and the Tin Woodman said, "During the year I stood there, I had time to think that the greatest loss I had ever known was the loss of my heart. Once I was in love, but the girl I loved lived with an old woman who didn't want her to marry me, so she had the Wicked Witch of the East cast a spell on me. So now I am made all of tin, and I am very lonely. No one can love who has not a heart." "All the same," said the Scarecrow, "I shall ask for brains instead of a heart, for a fool would not know what to do with a heart if he had one." Once I had brains, and a heart also, so having tried them both, I should much rather have a heart, returned the woodman, for brains do not make one happy. How do you feel about that? That's interesting. Scarecrow's sort of flappy, isn't he?